Hello and welcome back to Painting the Geeks. Today join us for another Star Wars Shatterpoint painting video. And today I'm going to be painting the Magna Guard from the Twice the Pride set. And I'm hoping these are a lot easier to paint than they were to put together. Not as bad as a battle droid, but their legs are really faffy. So these are our two subjects. And looking at the pictures, we have basically an all over metallic tone, followed by the cloak, which we'll find a nice colour for, and then we have some highlight points from the eyes and the end of the staff and like a light in the middle of the chest. This is going to end up being quite a light colour scheme, so the bases I'm going to do in the darker tones, a bit like I did with Kalani, and that's what we're going to hope to achieve today. So I'm going to start by painting all of the armour. So I've already sprayed this. I've primed this in a dual prime of Mechanicus Grey, and then a top down sort of Zenithal prime of Grey Seer. It's only a two-tone one. I didn't want to go too crazy with any black on this one. So the first thing we're going to do is the armour. The armour is going to consist of two paints. It's going to consist of The arm's going to consist of two paints. We're going to do a mix of Drift Charger Grey, and we're going to put some Balasilicanium Grey, thanks Games Workshop, in there as well. It's going to be two parts of this to one part of this. I'll also be adding in a very slight amount of contrast medium, just to thin that down. So I'm going to make a little mix up and I'm going to start painting the models. So we have our mix. I'm actually just going to cover all of the body, face in this mix. If it seems a little bit heavy like that, I'm actually going to add some medium straight on there to thin it down again. And once I have the exact coverage that I want, which is kind of what's appearing at the top there, I'll be happy. I just need to repeat that all over the model and the staff, and like I said, the face as well. Once that's dried, I'll be back. So now the Magna Guard colour is dry, we're just going to do a very quick dry brush highlight of a Administratum Grey, just to pick out some of the edges of that. I don't want to spend too long picking out individual bits because it's pretty much the right colour. I just want some of the very edge parts. For this bit. There we go.
And the electrical capacitor short circuit. Past experience told him an overwhelming paranormal force.
Brilliant. So now we're going to just mix in a little bit of this bold titanium white with the Administratum, just to do a proper highlight on some of these areas. I'm just picking out the edges of the armour, just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that across the model anywhere where there's some edges of the metal. Okay, so we've done the highlights. I've also taken the opportunity to paint some of the extra white I'd actually put out onto the parts which are going to be electric, onto the little red dots on the chest and onto their eyes as well. So they're going to be highlighted up later. So next we're going to focus on the cloak. So the inside of the cloak we're going to be painting with medium sea grey, because we still want it to be pretty light even though it's slightly darker on the inside. And then the outside of the cloak I'm going to be using Starship Exterior. I'm just going to give that a good covering of both. And then if you can see here from the zenithal highlighting, I'm going to focus down on that and blend in some of the colour I'm using for the undertone, and just try and keep these colours where they are, but I just want to brighten up the cloak a bit and use some different greys than I've used for the metal. So let's do that and see what it looks like. So we've done the cloaks, they're just drying. Exactly how I said, used medium C grey underneath, painted a little bit into the recess on the back, then blended in some of the spaceship exterior until I was happy with it, and then just did the very edges back again in this bold titanium white. And that brings us to this point. So next we are going to put some of the metal colour on the bases. I want this to be pretty dark, so I'm going to be using the gunmetal grey colour. I need to give that a good shake. And of course that's a nail paint, but you can just paint it on using a brush. And this should then match Kalani that I've done previously. So let's get that done, and then we'll be back in a moment. Okay, so now the bases have dried. I'll be adding some Agrax Earthshade to the base. That'll take some time to dry, so while that's drying, I'm also going to be adding some Magos Purple to the sort of lining effects on the staff. I'll be adding some Magna Guard Flame to the eyes, and a little light in the centre of the chest. I'll be adding some Bowel Red in. That way all these can be drying at the same time, and it speeds the process up a little bit. So with that, I'm going to finish off the base. I'm going to do it like I've done the previous bases. I'll be adding on some rust effect, and I'll be adding on some of the secret weapon rust effect, just to give us a couple of different colours. And then I'll be adding on to this base the glow effect using white, followed by Bad Moon Yellow, followed by Magma Droth, and probably a little bit of Bowel Red, just like I did with Kalani. And on this base I'll be doing the same apart from the glow effect, but I'll probably add some tufts from Gamer's Grass or Geek Gaming Scenics, whichever one looks best. And then we'll come back with some finished models. And there we go, finished. Magna Guard. I'm quite pleased with those, and I wasn't looking forward to painting them. That's all I can say. Yeah, I like how they've turned out. I'm not sure when I get the B2 Battle Dry as well, I'll use the same method for painting the metal, but I do like it on these guys. So there we go. So these guys can now join in with the Twice the Pride box set, or with any strike team, squad, whatever they're called. I think they're called squads. But there we go. So hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and join us again next time where we'll do some more Shatterpoint painting. Please like and subscribe, and bye for now.